Hi, this is Jennifer with FatStrike.com, and this is my upcoming website, which is Forget All Theories and Strike the Negativity of Noise. Okay? And this website is very passionate to me. It's passionate in the sense that it means a lot to me. It is something that I have gave birth to with the mindset, reasoning, the love, the understanding of very good and positive things that has happened in my life. Okay? And I don't know why I tried this face thing. I don't know. I kind of like it. I might look a little tired, but I've been working all day. But that's not the point, you guys. What I wanted to talk about is forgetting all theories and striking the negativity of noise to build. Now, when I say to build, it starts with you first. In order for you to encourage, support, and sometimes understand where someone's coming from, you need to have those elements inside of you. Support yourself in decisions that are healthy, understanding your position in relationships and in your lifestyle and things that you want for yourself. Okay, so my girlfriend I was talking about, she was talking about her relationship problems, and she said it was okay for me to discuss them, just not intimate things that are very private to her, which I wouldn't do. So I want to label these conversations bringing her back to her, because that is something that I had to learn when I went through my divorce and when I was a little bit younger. I'm not too old, but I'm older. And yeah, when I was in relationships, okay? Because everyone's not married. So we'll just say relationships, okay? And when I say bringing her back to her, that's something that worked with me. A lot of times in relationships, when I was telling her, you focus so much on your partner, what they're not doing. But what helped me is to focus on what was good for me. So let me get into it and let me tell you what that means. When we previously had the conversation, she was saying how she wanted a relationship and he didn't. So you have to go back to that tape and you'll see why. So she called me recently a few days ago and she was like, I thank you for listening, right? And then I said, okay. She was kind of quiet. And I said, well, what's on your mind? What you want to talk about? Because she usually don't. She calls and talks about a lot of good things, but lately she must have been just going through a little bit anxiety. And the reason why I'm going to say anxiety, because I don't want to focus that relationships are always built on lies, deceit, and manipulation. Because if it is, that's a whole nother storyline. But I am here to get into that today. We're going to be positive, and we're going to be a building to our women in our life and our sisters. Like I said, it starts with yourself first. So she says, I really appreciate you listening. I'm like, thank you, because you have done the same for me. It's a twofold thing. It's not like she tells me and I give her the great advice, because it's not great. The advice or the suggestions that I'm given was given to me either through someone loving me in the proper way, a family member, or my relationship with my creator, reading a good book, just what's up building to you, what draws you back and brings you back to her, yourself, okay? So I said, well, what's going on with you now? And she says, well, I want to admit something to you. She says, I was at a point in my life where I felt like I was really down. And when he came into my life, she says that he really supported me, he helped me, and it was very good. And the relationship was very thriving. Now, remember, previously, she said she wants a relationship, and that's not something she wants. So even though we're speaking and I'm talking to her, I don't sit there and stop her and say, hey, it's not a relationship. You don't have to nitpick, because she's expressing herself. So sometimes people just need to be heard. They need someone to listen to them, okay? So I said, okay. I said, so I didn't ask her, what did he do? Because really, ladies, that's not important what he did at the moment. So I said, well, how did you feel when he was supporting you? And she began to say, well, I felt whole. She said, I felt seen and I felt loved. And I said, okay, those are wonderful words. I said, okay, so is he doing those things now to make you feel whole, seen, and loved? And she said, sometimes. I said, okay. I said, well, that's good, because I still don't want to beat the man down too bad, because that ain't my place. So I said, that's good. I said, okay, so what makes you feel whole today? Now, the key word I said, today. And she says, well, what makes me feel whole today is that I have a good relationship with my kids, and I feel like I'm a good mom. So I get out my computer brain. I say, okay, number one, she's a good mother. She feels good. That's healthy. That's positive. I said, so what makes you feel about being supportive. What are you doing to support yourself in those things? She says, well, I try to make sure that I get home on time to cook dinner. And you see what happened? Listen, ladies, instead of speaking about our man and the problems, we switch together, me and her, the whole conversation to her, bringing her right back to her. And we talked about her kids and what she does. Because what that is doing, even in the midst of her anxieties and her not feeling loved, not feeling whole, not feeling supported by her partner, her man, it's taking the attention off of that, of him, and it's putting it back on her. And trust and believe, the full circle event of circumstances will eventually take its root back into you as a woman. Because what I have come to understand, it's not my place to tell this, my friend, this woman, this intelligent woman, leave him. You're right. He's not making you feel whole. You're right. He's not doing this, because I don't know him. I know what you tell me. But as women, ladies, you have to make those conscious decisions to use your mind. See, right now, the heart is speaking, and that's okay. But as you continue to talk to your girlfriends and your loved ones and the women in your life and yourself, you bring it back to her. Bring it back to who you are. So she started focusing and started talking about her kids. And then she started laughing. But what we happen is we change the perspective of what her mind was soiled in, or what he isn't doing. Just because I say do this or do that, and I could talk about him all day, that don't mean it's going to change nothing. She loves him. She loves him, and she has love for him. Same situation with me. I was in a situation before I got married, loved the man. You could have told me to leave him after he ripped every toenail off. That's extreme. And I would have been like, okay, but as soon as I got back with him, I'd be like, oh, I love him. He just, I ain't ready. So I've learned that in those situations that aren't dangerous or catastrophic to you, your home, and your children, safety measures, that's another story, is to focus and bring her back to her. And what happened was she started speaking about the good things, about her children. She liked her job, get home early, cooking, all those things. Excuse me. And somebody can say, that's goofy. She called to talk about some real stuff. No, that ain't goofy. It ain't goofy. Because it put her in the mindset, you're focusing too much on what he is not doing. As a woman, as you continue to bring yourself back to you, and you focus on all those things you do, so then when you do have those disagreements in your relationship and with your partner, you start to be like, oh, I miss going to the gym. Oh, I miss writing. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't put that note in my baby's book bag and say, Mommy loves you. Oh, I forgot to call my mama. I've been calling my mama every day. I've been going through all this stuff. I forgot to check on my mama or my friend. Or, you know what? I wanted to make a pie. And these things seem small, but this stuff and these ideas and these suggestions worked. Now, that's the thing. In the midst of all this, it ain't going to make sense. But what it's teaching you about yourself and about your girlfriend and your woman friend, bringing it back to her. So when she does go home, or when she does meet up with him, she's not focused on what that heart wants to do. Hey, where you been? What you been doing? Yuck, 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 yuck. No. If a gentleman or a man wants to give you information about what's going on, and you ask him in the proper tone and how you're speaking to him, and you got your emotions a little bit out, he'll be able to tell you. So we're just going to stop there, but we had a good conversation. I'm glad she was happy because she listened to me, I listened to her, and we both left encouraged. So ladies, keep your head up and remember, pause, stop and reason, and use your mind because your heart will, like we said, it pitter-patters. Okay, so I had a lovely conversation with her, and it really made me end my night well, and we were good. So I'm looking forward to hearing a very good conversation about her later. And remember, guys, fatstrike.com website is coming soon. It's going to be popping. You're going to love it. You're going to sense the passion, the love, and the sincerity all into my website. Okay? And just remember, let's take one day at a time and focus on the day because tomorrow's not promised. Thank you for listening. Bye.